Hi, Suzanne here from Making It in Maine. Thank you for tuning in. And you may be wondering why I started this video with a puzzle, with sorting puzzle pieces. Well, when I was last at the hospital for my ultrasound, I popped into the gift shop on a whim and I purchased a puzzle. I'm a woman who loves to puzzle. I'm a woman who loves to quilt. Can you guess what the puzzle that I chose is? Let me show you. Ta-da! It is a 1,000 piece puzzle, and it is a Thimble Blossoms. The designer is Camille Ross Kelly. So yeah, this is her puzzle upside down. Super cute. I will put a photo of the finish right here. It was really fun to do. There were tricky bits here and there. The most difficult was the white, all the white at the end, the pieces that didn't have any color. So that kept me busy as I was sort of recovering from my ankle pain and all that business. And not to go into a whole lot about that, but blood tests that came in this week revealed that I have Lyme, and one of the Lyme co-infections, this particular one is Bartonella. And I am not a person who likes taking antibiotics. I'll avoid them at all costs. I haven't had one since 2016 or earlier. No judgments if that's the route that you choose when things go awry with you, but I prefer natural medicine and a natural approach to things. So I have begun a natural protocol, and I created a spreadsheet yesterday with a checklist of things that I have to do. Starting with herbal drops in the morning, and then what else? Drinking lots of water, eating lots of green leafy vegetables, drinking some detox tea, which I should be drinking right now, but I'm having a cup of coffee because I do enjoy coffee, and I was feeling tired. My energy kind of waxes and wanes, so I'm having coffee for a little pick-me-up. I'll have the detox tea later. So additionally, I am getting in my infrared sauna once a day. I'm dry brushing my skin, and I have yet to start castor oil packs on my abdomen to pull out toxins, and Epsom salt bath, which also pulls out toxins. So anyway, that's my regime. So doing that puzzle was super fun. And in addition to that, let me tell you what else I've been up to. I completely finished my second crossbody apron. I'm not going to put it on, but there's that one. I did it a bit different from the other one. I used a friend's apron as my template, and so there's that. All I had left to do was top stitch around the whole body of the apron. So that's done. I was happy to finish that and get the yellow thread off my machine. let's see, what else? Oh, I finished my granddaughter's sweater. All I had left was to sew the buttons on, and I did that last night. And I gave her 2 button options. I had given her some button options before, but then I wanted to look for some other ones. So I bought this. I bought a box of assorted buttons, and the ones that were the right size I pulled out and showed her. So this is one of them. It says handmade with love, and this is just a little flower button. So she wanted alternating buttons on her sweater. So I finished that up last night and put it in the mail today. I'll pop in a picture of it right here to show you how it looks with the alternating buttons. And what else did I finish? Let me put these buttons away. I finished hand quilting, this Echo quilting, and I reattached the sides and bottom of the hanging sleeve. So now I just need to find a spot where I want to hang it. Yeah, that took a lot of time, which is why I abandoned it a while ago, because just needed a break from it. Let's see, something else. I finished sewing these 4 blocks together, 4, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, for my Alaska Dahlia Block of the Month quilt. That is a laundry basket quilt pattern, and I already had the halves for each of the 4 blocks done. I just needed to join the halves together. And the next block, so that's the one I just did, block 8, and this will be the next block. And so I have those all laid out and ready to go. So there's that. And something else I moved forward, not finished yet, but I did move it forward. Got to give ourselves credit for moving things forward. I attached the binding to my purple and green little churn dash quilt. So I just have to sew that on the back. I attach it with machine to the front, and then I hand stitch to the back. I'm one of those people who does enjoy bindings, attaching bindings. And I did a different method for my hanging sleeve on this one. I should have brought a dowel to test it out, because I've never done the corner triangles for a hanging sleeve before. I'm gonna go get a dowel and see if I have the right size, just to see if this works, fits. I'll be back in a minute. Well, it fits. I haven't, secured these to the back of the quilt yet, but it fits. So you slip it through these and then go in one corner, and then just slip it up like that. And ready for hanging. I have not quilted in the border yet. I had a suggestion or two in the comments, and so I will explore. think it was for this quilt. Could have been for my table runner, my pineapple table runner, which I have not moved forward yet because I've been doing these other things. So I just love this. I love purple and green together, and that border fabric is one of my absolute all-time favorites. And it's Joe Morton women on the back, and this was machine quilted. There you have it. Love it so much. So that's it for finishes. And also, while I was recuperating from my ankle woes, I sorted through so many American patchwork and quilting magazines and pulled out a boatload of patterns. And my goodness, I have so many purchased patterns, patterns pulled from magazines, patterns in books that I want to make. I hope I can continue making in my next life. I wish I could take all this stuff with me so I could continue on this beautiful quilting and making journey. I wish I had come to it much earlier in my life, but it's better late than never. I think I was in my, 2004-ish, I think is when I started quilting. Yeah, so that was, 22 years ago? Yes, wish I'd started a long time ago. Anywho, last night I felt inspired to go dig out a few of my books to look through, and this one is miniature, the best of miniature quilts. And there is one in particular. I'm not going to bother to show you all. I'm just going to show you one that I absolutely adore and really would love to make. Let me move that coffee so we don't have a mishap. There it is. I love it so much. The size of those diamonds is so small. You wait just a moment and I'll show you. But to do this, you need a light and a medium and dark to achieve that sort of 3D effect. The border is super pretty. So now, let me show you the size of that's the big one. I think that's the actual size. Oh no, there it is. All right, gotta cover this up. I apologize for the rattly paper. Well, I can't. It's too difficult without showing you. But I can cover the diamond with this finger. It covers the whole thing. There is a larger one that you can opt to do. So it's a wee bit bigger. Anyway, I love that and hope to make it. Along with all the other things I hope to make. But yeah. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but for me, looking at quilts and patterns and fabric and other people's quilting journeys and their fabrics, their quilts, their choices, I find that almost as enjoyable as making. This is another book I brought down to look at last night. 20 little patchwork quilts. And I'll show you the 20. If I can turn the page, that is to say. There we go. Okay, there's the first 9. I really like this little one here. I'm not a fan of broken dishes. That's broken dishes. I'm not a fan of that pattern for some reason. That's the only one that really speaks to me. Sorry for the glare, but this is the only one that really speaks to me from these 9. And there's 2 more on the back. I love little house quilts or big house quilts. If I did this one, I'm not sure why she chose such a light roof for the blue house, because it blends right in with the background fabric. And I thought if I did it, I might do green half square triangles here to sort of mimic grass, and then maybe do a light blue up here to mimic sky. That's just what came to me when I looked at it. So here are the other 9. And my very, very favorite one there, can you guess? It's this one. I super love that one. Don't really love any of the others, I have to say. Don't know. Yeah, that's my favorite. I'd like to make that one. And the other book I brought down was this one, A Treasury of Scrap Quilts. Love the one on the front. Yeah. I've never made a red and white quilt or just red and pink and stuff. The reds I have done have typically been with brown also. So let me see what I wanted to show you here. I think the first one I had marked off was the one on the cover. Yeah. Trying to do it without showing cutting instructions. You did see it on the front. So there's that one. Love that one. And this is another one I love. This almost looks like a blended quilt. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I love the piano key border on this. I just love the muted colors. The pale pink and creamy beigey, super light green. I'm not sure what it is, but I love that one. And the last one I wanted to show you was this pattern, but I do not really care for the fabric choices in this one. There's the color option that I really like. I think that is gorgeous. That is so pretty, and I do love this color green. I don't know if it's reading green to you, but it is to me, and I love that. So, did I say I have a book about blended quilts? Maybe I'll show you. Here is the book I was talking about, Blended Wall Quilts, by Sharon Evans Yenter, a workbook of easy blended techniques. And as you can see, I've flagged a few from here. funny how our tastes change. I'll flag things in a book and then I'll look at them, years later or whatever, and think, why did I like that one? And I'll take the tag off it. But here is one that I liked. And let's see, this one could move the sticky over. I love the ring binding on this. Makes it much easier to show you things without having to cover. I think that one's very pretty. It's probably the colors that speak to me in that one. I thought this one would be pretty done in Christmassy colors, or not necessarily. Yeah, just featuring a toile in the center. I like that one because I love toile. So if I can feature some toile, I'm all for it. Oh, here's the one that's Christmassy. And I have some sort of vintagey Christmas fabric. So this would be good for that one. And there's that one. You know what I would love to start doing is something that, what is her name? I just recently mentioned her. She has a YouTube channel. She pulls fabric and puts a pattern with it, and she gets herself all ready for when the mood strikes her or when she has the time for that particular quilt or project. She pulls it forward, and so I think she just calls it like making kits. So that's something I would love to do at some point, is at least for some of the quilts I want to make, get all the stuff ready, the fabrics pulled and the pattern with it, and maybe even cut some of the fabric ahead and just have it all ready to sew. Speaking of sewing, my little pink and brown quilt that I've been working on, one day I went up to work on it and I was so discouraged because I thought I really should measure these blocks, these basket blocks, to see if they need squaring up or whatever. Well, come to find out, some of them are not quite large enough. I'm almost embarrassed to show you this, but look what a terrible job I did putting this block together. My precision with piecing those was terrible when I did them. So I have got to redo a few of them, at least one, piece of them, a few of them. I may have to redo the whole block. I don't know. So that was super discouraging because I thought I was all ready to put it all together. So sad. Anyway, we pick ourselves up, we dust ourselves off, and we move on. We come back to it. I was a bit discouraged when I was ironing the halves of these together too, because one of them, where is it? This one, one of the, I don't know if it was right here. Yeah, not very good. I don't know if it's there or somewhere else, but I'm going to lose. I think I'm going to lose a point. I think it's right there. I think it's the place I showed you. I think right there. I'm going to lose that point. So do I feel like tearing it apart? I may have to, but there again, I marked it with a pin just so I know. Going forward, I can make the decision of whether or not to fix it. Rip, 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 rip. Rip and fix. There you have it. When I have finished sewing the binding on this beauty, the next hand stitching I will do will be to continue hand stitching this guy or this gal. So I've gone up in this direction and now I'm going across in that direction, and that will be all the quilting I do. And as I'm looking at it and discussing it with you, I think going that direction was fine. But I was just wondering if maybe I should have gone in this direction instead. Oh well, I'm not going to rip out what I have done so far. Blah-de-blah. So that is that. That's all I have to show and tell for today. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Maine. It's a little bit windy, so when the wind is blowing, it's chilly, but I met up with a young young woman that I worked with at the bakery last summer. So it was really fun to see her and catch up with her. And she has expressed interest in learning how to quilt, so I may teach her. Coming up. All right, dear ones. Until next time, from my heart to yours, bye for now.